everyone, I am Shannon Brandyberry, Managing Editor of Motor Edge Magazine, and today I have with me Brian Canning. He is a contributing editor for us. He writes management pieces for Motor Age Monthly. So Brian, I want to thank you for taking some time out today and joining us.
Thanks, Shannon. Very glad to be here.
Brian, this month your piece was about making sure that you're charging for diagnostics. This is a big talking point right now. Making sure that it can be a profit center for shops. I do like the description that you wrote about likening it to major surgery. So how can you train how can an owner train his or her service providers to use this and let customers know that paying for diagnostics is a necessary and good thing?
Well, I get very frustrated when I hear diagnostics put out there like we're selling we've got a $15 oil change. Diagnostics is the most major, the most complex service that we provide. It's generally done by our most experienced, our most knowledgeable, and our most expensive. The highest paid technician we have is typically our diagnostic tech. And the very worst thing we can do is turn it into something minor, mundane, every day. Because what you do, you probably create this friendly, warm atmosphere, and you probably get a fair number of people to nod their head. Unfortunately, you're setting an expectation of something that's predictable, normal, mundane, and then that car turns into this, disaster, because you just don't know with diagnostics what's going to happen. And underselling it and making it seem like you're getting, a mani-pedi versus, heart surgery is to me a real mistake. When I talk to a customer, I want to set the expectation of this is serious. This is something very serious. However, Mrs. Jones, you've been coming here a long time, and I promise you that I'm going to do everything I can to get your car fixed. There's, several codes were stored, or it's this very strange performance you're getting. You've noticed that. That's why you brought it in. We've got Joe on it. Joe is our best guy, but I want to tell you, it's going to take a little time, and when it's done, I'm very confident we can fix it for you, but I just want you to know we don't know really what we're up against, and we don't really know what it's going to cost yet, but I want to make it right for you, and I want to work with you to make sure that we get the car fixed safe and reliable the way you need it to be. Not talking about price, not talking about I can do this $20 an hour cheaper than anyone else. Talking about that I care about you, and I'm going to make your car safe and reliable, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay, makes sense. Let's walk through a quick effective labor rate example. You wrote about this some in the piece. Is this a good place for owners to adjust pricing kind of behind the scenes to make sure that they're hitting their numbers that they want?
Well, I'm going to say something that is like heresy in a lot of shops. I would not do diagnostics unless I can be profitable. And a lot of shops want to do that diagnostics no matter what. And the chances of being profitable under the best of circumstances with diagnostics is very difficult. And when we start doing things like discounting and writing bad estimates, in other words, we start throwing estimates out there that we're not even into it yet. We don't even know what it's going to cost, and we start saying I'm going to charge you for 3 hours. It ends up taking 5 hours. We pay the tech for 5 hours. We charge the customer for 3. Our effective labor rate is gone. Whenever there's a discrepancy between the hours that we paid and the hours that we charged, your effective labor rate, in other words, if my floor rate is $100, my normal floor rate's $100. In my world, I want to make that diagnostic rate $125. And absolutely positively, I am never ever going to discount that price, and I'm going to be very methodical and careful about if estimates I'm going to write on diagnostic when I know what it is, not guessing, because again it'll bite you every time. And it's more a case of making the customer comfortable, making it a win for the technician. But most importantly, making it a win for the shop, because if you're losing money on all your diagnostic, the customer's going to be out because you're gone as a shop, and the technician's going to be out of a job because you're gone. And I see too many shops that try to do diagnostics as a loss leader. Not to mention, I think it's a slap in the face to that diagnostic tech that he's put in, 15, 20, 25 years, and you're discounting everything he does. I just think it sends a bad message. Sorry, I'm talking a lot, but that's what I'm passionate about.
Hey, but that makes sense, and it ties in with my last question for today, which is, why is it important then to make sure that you have a good diagnostician on staff if you're going to correctly go down this road?
Well, that one, and again, you'd be surprised at how many people try to take on diagnostics with a guy that is just quite simply not capable. Diagnostics, cars are incredibly complex these days. They have so many, complex systems and subsystems, and they're just incredible. They're great machines. They're marvelous machines, but boy, they're complex. And when they break, in the context of this heavy-duty diagnostics, you don't know what you're getting into. And diagnostics is a truly a brain surgery type deal. Getting a guy that is a bull, he's a great B tech, can knock out the work, knock out brake jobs all day long, but doesn't have that technical expertise, doesn't have that diagnostic ability. You're asking for trouble, and you're going to end up with an angry technician. You're going to end up with an angry customer, and you're going to lose big time. So sometimes it's not possible to do diagnostics, but if you have that guy, it can be gold to your shop, but do not attempt it with somebody that's just not capable. You have to have the right guy or gal. Sorry.
Okay. Hey, no worries. So, well, thanks for those tips. This is such an interesting topic, and a lot of shops are, facing this question right now, getting into diagnostics as cars are becoming more complex and more computerized. So, appreciate your time today, Brian, and to all of our viewers, thanks for joining us today. See you back here for another chat with Brian over one of his monthly pieces. Thanks.
Thank you, Shannon.